It's Friday. We're back for another edition of NBC 16 Sports Talk with a new face. One of our new sports anchors here at NBC, DeAndre Sanders, joins the hot seat to talk Oregon State football. First of all, DeAndre, the folks at home, they haven't seen you in this chair before. Tell us a little about yourself.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate
Great
being
to have
on this
you.
spot. I couldn't wait to be here. I'm originally from Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah.
Just graduated from ASU, my master's degree, Walter Cronkite School.
Yeah.
Happy to be here, covering some Ducks football, ready to go.
For those of you who don't know at home, we have like a half Oregon Ducks staff, half ASU staff. So you just joined one side of that. That argument's just getting even deeper and deeper here. But that's not what we're focused on today. Last week, I had Jack Demler in that seat. He talked University of Oregon football camp. And I promised the people at home that those Beaver fans, fret not. We have somebody on scene at Oregon State camp. That was the man himself. Now, what have you gotten so far from watching practices up there in Corvallis?
Oh, it's been all business from day one. The coaching staff up there has set the tone from the very get-go. They're expecting tempo and energy from these guys, nothing less. Now that we're in week 2 of camp, the pads have now come on, right? The speed is much faster. The physicality is now there, right? So now at this point of the camp, they're preaching consistency, right? So Coach Cavanaugh, he spoke about his offensive line yesterday, but he said something that I thought was really interesting that the whole team can gather around, right? He said he wants them to be consistently good instead of occasionally great. What a message to send to this team, right? As they're still trying to build their identity, camaraderie with one another. But one thing that stuck out to me, right, was he did say his offensive line is a work in progress, right? So, but a lot of that has to do with the injuries that they've dealt with. So once they get that figured out, which I'm sure they will, a lot of success is going to come down to keeping that quarterback Malik upright so he can deliver that ball to those targets he has available to him.
Now, that's the thing I think people sometimes miss with football, too. When you're watching kind of casually, when the offensive line isn't doing well, everything can fall. The wheels fall off of an offense. So when you have some injuries, when you're trying to get that team to gel, those 5 guys across the front, that cohesiveness is vital to a good offense. So do you think Coach is kind of hedging his bets a little bit, saying, hey, if week 1, week 2 pass, and you're wondering what's going on with the offense, give it a few weeks. Because once these guys gel, it's all systems go.
Absolutely. You have to understand they're dealing with injuries. That's hard. You have to find pieces to plug in and play with. Once the guys come back from injuries, you have to plug them back in, get them up to speed. You have a new quarterback who's still building camaraderie with his receiving group, his running back there. So it's a lot of moving parts. So you got to be patient with that team and allow the progress to play out.
So some things to probably watch early on at Oregon State football. Protection schemes, communication between the quarterback, because the new quarterback with new offensive linemen, changing offensive linemen, a lot of moving parts. So I'd be very interested to see how that goes. But we talked a moment ago about what position groups drew your attention the most. Offensive line, obviously part of that, but the guys behind that offensive line, to the outside of that offensive line, also catching your attention.
For sure. The receiving group and the way that they're building camaraderie with their quarterback, Malik Murphy, right? So Coach Gundy, he said something last week that I thought was really interesting. He said these guys are like junkies out there. They just want to keep getting after it, and he has to kind of pull the reins back a little bit.
A coach's dream.
Yeah, but he has to protect his players because overworking them can, pull some hamstrings. And he understands Malik wants to get comfortable with his guys, but it's more stress under his receivers running routes, cutting, breaking. So he has to kind of protect everything, but he loves the fact that they're junkies, in his words.
You got to imagine that's the dream, right? Like, I want my guys breaking down the door of the gym early in the morning. I want to be peeling them off the turf later at night. So we've talked offensive line. We've talked about, let's dive a little bit deeper into the quarterback position. A pretty prolific transfer making his way to Oregon State. Kind of the way of the world nowadays. You watch Oregon do it, Bo Nix, since Justin Herbert, you've seen Bo Nix, you've seen Dylan Gabriel, some more transfers coming back. Do you think that there's a chance that that the new quarterback Duke transfer has some success here in the first year?
I really do, because he's a slinger, right? He did set a touchdown record with Duke. So, and he has some weapons who can stretch the field, who didn't have many opportunities for those deep passes. So he has the arm to get it there, and he also has a mix of shifty receivers who he can dump it to quick, mixed with the big tight end group as well. So he has a lot of weapons to work with. So, like I said, the offensive line is the key factor, but as long as that's not a factor, there's no reason why this kid can't be successful.
Talking about the offensive line going through some changes, I'm buying stock on tight ends early in the season for the Beavers, because new quarterback, offensive line going through some stuff. that nice safety valve. Oh, right there in the flat, coming across the middle. That nice little 5-yard dump pass.
There you go.
Can save you some panic there. What about the defensive side of the ball? Anything standing out to you on that end?
Yeah, so Coach Bray, he's running the defensive side. So he's bringing that tenacity, that physicality, so you can see that they're playing with some energy. A couple of days ago at practice, we seen a little collision between a DB and one of the receivers.
Good morning.
There.
Welcome to football.
There we go. But that's what they're looking for.
Yeah.
They're not shying away from contact.
I'll tell you what, I was scrolling around the internet earlier today. If they need a cornerback that's got some really good closing speed, great open field tackling, I found some huddle tape of a dude sitting across from me
Here we go.
that had some speed. A couple breakaway tackles on some breakaway plays, and a couple really nice form tackles with great breakdown footwork. If you need some lessons, man, DeAndre Sanders can take care of you.
Come on, I'm retired.
Hey, I could teach the young guys a thing or two.
But yeah, if they get in trouble, most definitely.
They know who to call.
Definitely.
DeAndre,
yes.
thank you so much for joining us on NBC 16 Sports Talk. We'll be back next week with more. We're probably talking football. It's that time of year.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you
man.
for having me.